Hello there! Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kat, your guide through the scene and the unseen. Today we're tapping into the energies to see what messages Spirit has for us. Take a deep breath, settle in, and let's see what the universe is trying to tell you. Also, if you're still seeking deeper alignment, make sure to join our community by subscribing. So, I hope you are doing well. Thanks for coming back if you are returning, and welcome if you are new here. So let's see what messages we have. We got this one yesterday. So what are you actively pushing away? What you are actively pushing away is precisely what is running the script from behind the scenes. So there could be something that we are not willing to look at or not looking at. I'm not sure what this is, because, we have to have people sometimes to, around us to kind of point out things. And honestly, there's no one around me. High Priestess. Nine of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Judgment, Three of Wands, Ace of Cups. So, okay, I can see that this might have something to do with love coming in. I think that one of the things that one of the reasons I am single is because I have a hard time letting down my guard and being vulnerable with people. I have a anxiety of getting close to people. That's one of the things that is probably due to trauma. So I got this exact same one. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle again because that's weird. But yeah, so that's something that I'm actively working on. I'm okay with shooting the shit with people, meeting people at my job, which I meet I meet people and talk to people all the time. But when it comes to letting them into my personal life, I find that very difficult. That's one of the things about me, is I'm very closed off as a person. You won't be able to I don't know very much about me if you meet me on the street or whatever. It's not easy. Once upon a time it was much easier, but it's been a while since I've been open, I guess, to meeting people, and I don't know. So yeah, but I'm trying to get better about that. But at the same time, it's I should be like that because I don't want to meet strangers off the street and let them know my life story and things like that, even though I'm on YouTube. But I don't know, it's very difficult. So anyway, so you could be the same way, but that's one of the things I'm working on. Safe people, finding safe people. 9 times out of 10, they're not safe people. So I think I'm doing the right thing. Anyways, my hands are kind of dry. Let me see. Let me get lotion on quick. This'll help. Because I wash my hands all the time, so, and I just washed them. So yeah. But I want to get another card. But yeah, I think this has to do with like partnership, love. Okay. Where are you expecting others to give you the validation you refuse to give yourself? And to heal this, you must stop spiritualizing your bypass and look at the raw, messy truth, human truth. We got that yesterday. So I really don't know. Where are you expecting others to give you validation you refuse to give yourself? I really don't expect, honestly. Obviously this is for the collective, so I feel like I'm not really expecting anybody to validate me. In fact, I will talk to myself online for as long as it's necessary, until I can get a following that's kind of where I've been for the last couple years, I guess. You have integrated the pain. Now it's time to integrate the power that came with it. Okay. So that makes sense. So, okay. That makes a lot of sense that why this is coming out at the bottom. Okay. So what this is about is I realized where I was expecting others to validate me a long time ago, like a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I don't know. But it's been an ongoing process within the last 5 years of me trying to validate myself and not look for that outside of me. When I realized I was doing it, and I think part of it was manufactured, but also it was part of it was, and what I mean by that is that like I was dating someone who kind of wanted me to chase them and was intentionally putting me in third-party situations, intentionally putting me in situations where I felt like I needed to sort of get their validation. And also with my ex and my ex-husband, with his family, with my own personal family. Like, this has been an ongoing lesson that taught me about my power. So integrating power into my everyday life, my own power, I had to stop giving power away to other people and find that validation within myself so that I was able to like stop looking for it from other outside sources that weren't really interested in validating me. I had to stop bypassing spiritually and saying, oh, well, this might just like stop giving the benefit of the doubt and see my own humanness and see how I deserve to have some sort of validation and love in my relationships, you know? Like, what really hit was when I got my surgery and there was no cushion, like no support system whatsoever, like under me. Like, it was quite literally like begging to get like the human decency that most people get like in their family system. And it was literally like I had no support at all. So I found a way to kind of deal with the situation on my own, and mostly it was finding the strength to say goodbye to people who I thought would, have my back, and, which I'm sure they think they do, and I don't fault them so much as, like, I see their flaws in that type of dynamic where you should be able to depend on your parent. You should be able to depend on siblings, or, for in your time of need. But there's certain dynamics where I guess they feel like you should just be able to deal with things on your own. I mean, I don't know. Like, I get it, but, like, I don't at the same time. And then with my ex-husband and his family, it's, like, always been that way, and I just got caught up with the wrong person, and what an ugly situation. Like, you would think that, like, after so many years, there wouldn't be, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I don't even know the words. Because I get, like, over time, sometimes, the animosity, the hatred towards a person can grow. But it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Like, I just don't get it. Anyways, let's see. Let's get an affirmation. I will give my loved ones as much of my undivided time today as they want. And then it says on the back, you were made for giving. Okay. And then it says, there is no reason to deprive your body of love, beauty, creativity, and inspiration. And then on the back of that, my body is rich, I'm abundant, I'm provided for. Yeah, so it's like, even though the human experience has shown me that I'm kind of in this on my own, I'm not actually on my own. I have my ancestors, my guides, my angels, God, all of it to kind of assist me in, my path and my future. And I don't need to depend on people who want to see me have to beg or borrow or, I don't know, put me in like a weird dynamic. Like, you should be able to depend on people who, I don't know, for support. Everyone should have somebody, who supports them when they're down. But some of us weren't gifted with that, So anyway, let's get a reading. Let's see. Which spread should we use? So the mirror, subconscious root. What is the subconscious root? So the 9 of Wands, yeah. So this is the wounded warrior energy at the subconscious. So this is maybe the expectation of validation for what you've been through. like the Ten of Wands, the Two of Cups, burdensome relationships that you've had to alchemize in some way to find peace. You had to be this like mature emotionally, support yourself in some way. Oh yeah, that's heavy. So even though like physically there's been, you know, things stopping me in my tracks, like from working, from like supporting myself, from, you know, even a mindset, because like honestly I've dealt with depression and anxiety for a very long time, and I used to be on medication and like you know, things like that. Like I deal with it, even though like it's something that I have struggled with since I was a teenager. But there's like a point at which I had to kind of just keep going, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, you know. Otherwise, I might sink. Oh, I saw this guy on Facebook. He was saying that whales don't die, they don't just die of old age or whatever. They actually just stop swimming and they sink to the bottom of the ocean. That's why Dory, I saw a comment in there and it said, that's why Dory just says, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Oh my god, that's so sad. Anyway, yeah, so the hidden root is, the subconscious root is that there's some heavy, messy human truth to like the raw, where I was expecting others to validate the fact that I was not able to support myself and assist me, give me that support, where I had to do that for myself and say, okay, you don't belong in my life then if you can't help me when I'm in need. And then integrating my pain was kind of me realizing that that's the case, that's what I needed to do. And now I feel more powerful because that abundance is coming for me, within me, and that I was made for giving, and that I was I am provided for, and my body is rich and abundant, even though, you know, it has flaws. Like I'm able to still work. I'm doing, you know, what I can when I can. I was looking actually online today. I have a sacralized S1L5. So, which means that like it's kind of infused. The L5 is infused with the sacral. And so it's really painful, actually. And so, I was looking at like, can I get on disability for that? And obviously I would need like a lot of stuff, like doctors to kind of validate like what I'm saying as far as pain goes and stuff like that. So I kind of realized that that's kind of the next step for me, I think, to see about getting, I don't know, some help or assistance with that. I don't know. I have hair. It's like on my eyelashes. There it is. Anyways, okay. So what is the hidden block or the shadow? Okay. So we have two. Nine of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm seeing this as loyalty and the need to be selfish, even though we want to have loyalty. Like, that's what causes anxiety. where we're kind of feeling like if I'm selfish in what I need and like acknowledging what I need and seeing that this is the end of the relationship with some people, that affects my loyalty like over time. Like I've been, somebody who's always gone back to, be there for people who have absolutely shitted on me in the past. So yeah, the Seven of Swords. So like in my relationships, I have to realize I'm the gatekeeper and I can overcome that need for validation by giving it to myself instead of allowing others to step on me in some way. Over time, I get what I need and what I want instead of putting, others first in that way, where I've been taught, to always give no matter what. It was kind of validate the person that shouldn't have been validated. Yeah, and it affected my stability because I'm giving it to people who lie to me, who want to steal from me or be conniving in some way, sneaky behind your back type. Yeah. So that's the hidden block. The shadow is like that loyalty that we cling to because we want to be a good kid or a good, friend or a good sibling or a good, partner or good co-parent or parent even. And realizing that, there was nothing to gain there, in that way. There's no relationship. A reciprocal relationship is needed in some way. Like they would never give that to you. Or you'd have to beg them for it, or like, there was always like this guilt or something to that effect that I don't know. It's like instantly if you bring up money with this person or these people, it's like they get tight-lipped and like their ass hole puckers up. Like, I don't know. It's like they're just clenching their ass cheeks to hold on to everything that they have. And that's not really the way that, like, say I won the lottery tomorrow, I would probably pay them everything plus what they've, ever given me, and they're just not the same way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Something like that. But they think that, like, maybe they think that, like, you're not that way, that you're the opposite. I don't know. Or that I'm not that way, that I'm the opposite. But they should know me by now, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of them projecting their bullshit onto me and then treating me the way that they think that I would treat them when that's not even me, that's them, So, anyway, and I feel like I was always in a place where, like, I wanted to share things with them. Like, I would be the one to call. I would, reach out and I don't know. It's like this kind of connection that I was looking for was never going to be possible because there's other things hidden that were, maybe they were selfish. And this is, maybe they were too slow to move, or I don't know. Like immature, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so what is the past influence? The echo, the pattern. So 4 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. So yeah, like I was talking about, they clench their ass cheeks every time you bring up money. Like, and this has maybe been like a pattern that you've seen over time. This could be one person or like all the people. 10 of Cups, this could have to do with family. King of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the 6 of Wands. So I'm getting ancestors with this. Like, I'm also getting family. This is like generationally. Like, money's always been tight. Money's always been something that's kind of had them in this energy of like control, holding on, like hoarding, like keeping as much as possible, even though it never brought peace. There was like a need for like peace in a situation, but there was never peace in a situation. There's also protection here, that you're kind of protecting your peace, and you're kind of taking on this energy yourself with your energy now. Not necessarily with money, but like it could be with money, but like this is you taking on that energy that they've kind of had, but not in a negative way. Maybe they see it as negative, but like in a way of like protecting your peace and protecting your energy, protecting your consciousness with this 4 of Swords, you know, and your karmas, right? Your dharma, your karma, like where you are like, okay, I see you for who you are, but now I'm gonna have to move differently. So you kind of gained like understanding of like the mind, the truth of the matter, that you see clearly now. And then this is you I'm gonna say taking control of the pattern. I kind of want to say, so instead of you staying stuck in that situation where you were like maybe a queen or knight instead of a king, and these two aspects of life, like the material and the mind, like the mental, the communication, the things like that, you're taking control, being like the king in that aspect, where you're kind of holding on to your peace with those situations, and that's giving you a victory in some way. This could also be like ego, maybe with family, like you weren't supposed to go against the king. You know what I'm saying? Like technically you were supposed to. This was probably contracted. That's why you are this like I feel like a wounded warrior in some ways, like that Chiron. So when you look at your Chiron in your chart, there may be some aspects of this in like this whole situation in in your Chiron. stating like this is the lesson you were meant to integrate, like the pain of like being rejected or being, pushed down in some way, and being able to kind of rise up, and like that's you regaining your power, becoming, more adapted in these types of scenarios, so that going forward you validate yourself and refuse to not give that first to yourself before giving that to others, where you see it for what it is, and you've always seen it for what it is. It's just saying it or being proactive in how you move about the world, like with that acknowledgement, instead of bypassing it and looking at the raw, messy truth of it. It's disingenuous. It's not like genuine care or devotion or like support. It's actually ego. It's like they bypass their own inhumane, like, I don't know. I wouldn't say inhumane. I feel like this is like them trying to hold on to whatever they have and seeing you as greedy because you're asking for things that you need. Like, honestly, that's what it is. And they can see it however they want to see it, but if you didn't need it, or if I didn't need it, I wouldn't have asked for it, and that's just how I am. And I don't know. Like, being too needy for your family is kind of ridiculous. I don't know. That's, yeah. Okay, so what is the bridge, the catalyst, or the key in this? The Six of Wands. Okay. So being seen or recognized in some way. So you're recognizing in yourself how to integrate this power and overcome, like you claiming victory for yourself. Like seeing, the anxiety for what it is, overcoming that. Here's the Seven of Swords again, escaping and alchemizing the situation. So you can see it for what it is. You have this strength to recognize, okay, I'm in this on my own. I got it. I get it. Okay, let me alchemize and get out of this situation. Even though it's painful, even though, it's like, obviously this is like something that may have, I don't know, may have made you angry, may have made you like super stressed out because like, what the fuck am I going to do? I don't even know if I can, work, or, things like that. Like, just situations piling up like over and over again, because I had to have my surgery, and then I had the spine thing happen, and then so like there's different things that created like stressful. My AC just kicked on, sorry if it's loud, but stressful situations that I've had to kind of use my resources to figure out like what I was gonna do, and then I figured it out. I'm still working through it, but I mean, that's part of it. I feel like, I don't know, I need water. This is lemon water. hate just drinking regular water. I do sometimes, but yeah. But yeah, so I think that's the bridge, the catalyst, or the key is like figuring out for yourself what you need to do to climb out of the pit. And figure it out. Like, also figuring out that you're provided for. Let's see, your body is an obvious example of nature's abundance. Hundreds of billions of cells are provided for. So, like, there was a need for you to kind of see yourself as abundant. See, like, I needed to see that I myself am provided for by the universe. Is that a gnat? Like, I had to see that for myself over and over and over again, that this is what happens. I'm like, there's something about me that I can call on God to support me in some way when I need it, and he's right there. He or she, or both. So, what is the resolution or action? So, yeah, self-love. So, seeing yourself as, like, my cup runneth over. I'm not without that introspective work. There was also a need to self-love and cut off. This is blocking the Page of Wands. So finding freedom, 10 of Pentacles, like your authenticity. Like, okay, so when we step into our authentic self, excuse me, I'm burpy. When we do that introspective work, we find our true self, and it helps us to tap into like our ancestry, our lineage, our legacy, like what we were here to do, who we truly are. Knight of Cups, and this is you following your intuition and like bringing that to yourself, that love to yourself. And that's looking at the raw human messy truth of it, that you're like, we're born, I wouldn't say we're born on our own, because don't we have our mom? Like, we're born and then we die on our own. I don't know. What was I gonna say? What's that saying? We're born alone and we die alone? I don't think that's true, right? I don't know, because we're not alone. Anyways, we're not alone. That's the message. That, you know, you're here, sometimes isolated, especially if you're on like a spiritual journey. You tend to be isolated. I've been isolated many years of my life. So there's definitely something about that, and I think that has to do with this introspective work that we have to do on our own to find that authenticity. So, and the Page of Wands is like the one that brings the flame. So the flame is burning, you know, within us, and we bring that to others, like Plato's cave. Okay, so the outcome, what's on the horizon? The Hermit. So wisdom. So this is us bringing like the lantern. So in Plato's cave, that's interesting. It's kind of, it reminds me of the Hermit, because the Hermit's like the one that goes into the cave and like hides away from the light for a while, goes into the darkness, and finds that light within and brings it out. That's kind of like that Plato's cave, where instead of bringing it to others, you're bringing it to yourself first. And that's the wisdom from within, the lessons of life, the lessons of the journey. Like Seven of Wands, this is boundaries, this is holding your ground, standing your ground, protecting yourself, that introspective work again, and blocking out like things that don't allow you to be yourself, your true authentic self. Like I wasn't I don't know, I feel like in my case it's like I wasn't asking people to do something that I wasn't willing to do for them. It's like if it wasn't necessary, I could see them not doing it or whatever, but I feel like it was necessary, and I can't be mad at them for not doing it. Like I just see that, like, they're not my people. I'm not mad, it's just, that's how I feel. Also, the Ten of Pentacles, this is you finding this within you and your authenticity. Like this is you recognizing within you how powerful you actually are. All these pentacles that you've gained, even though like it might not be physical, like money or whatever, it may be just lessons, it may just be wisdom, it may be all the freedom and the power that you've got, the gain that you've gained, just recognizing what you're actually worth, like instead of settling for people who don't care, and just recognizing that lesson and that legacy of, okay, I can see you, I get it, it hurts, but I'll move on, I'll survive. There's abundance within me that, you don't have to support me. Okay, thanks, bye. Great, now I know. Okay, should I clarify? I think I want to get a Kali instead. Kali Oracle. Okay. So for you, this might be something totally different or separate from finances, or like, but it's kind of the same for like, okay, so if you're dealing with friends or family or a relationship that isn't giving you the support that you would give them, how do you need to step into your power and stop giving your power away to them? Maybe, and just a peace of mind, really, like where, like over time, have I seen that they want to give to me like I would give to them, like time, attention, things like that. Like this says, I will give my loved one as much. I will give my loved ones as much of my undivided time today as they want. So as they want is kind of important right there. Do they want your time and attention? Do they, or are you bothering them? Is it bothering them that you want to give, I don't know, as they want. Like, do they want to be bothered by you? It's like, you kind of have to take that into consideration, because if not, what are you doing, So, 25, Kamala Devi. Kamala, I don't know. And number 28, Gaya Kali. And number 25. We witness her beauty and all her we witness her beauty and all struggle melts into grace upon a grateful sigh. Her heart softens into her protection and radiates peace. Her presence transforms frustration into inspiration, fatigue into replenishment, and overactivity into effortless attraction. She is the golden pathway of divine manifestation and peaceful contentment. She empowers your heart to receive with the same generosity, openness, and grace that you express when you give freely and joyfully. Abundant divine blessings are upon you. Dang. That kind of puts it into perspective, doesn't it? When you give freely and joyfully, openness and grace So this is the 10th of the 10, I don't know how to say these words, Mahavidyas, the wisdom goddesses, the gracious goddesses, or the wisdom goddesses. This is the 10th of the wisdom goddesses. She is gracious goddess Kamala. Her presence reminds us not to make things more difficult for ourselves than they need to be. Sometimes the assumption of burden is necessary for our growth. Are you a burden for someone else? Are they treating you like a burden? So you assume that they feel like you're a burden. That sort of thing. At other times, growth happens when we learn to cast the burden aside, understanding that we will be able to offer so much more when we are not carrying another on our backs, so to speak. So yeah, if I'm a burden, great, I will go. And it's neither here nor there. Like, I can understand if you're financially not able to support me or whatever, but I would rather you just say that than to treat me like I'm a burden. Like, I mean, yeah. Sometimes a more graceful path evokes greater spiritual progress, which ultimately benefits all beings. Kamala Devi holds the wealth-generating, life-force protecting qualities of preservation and cultivation. If we are used to always giving out, even if we receive a lot but consistently overshare or leak our energies, she teaches us the loving art of self-valuing. This is not selfish, but self-care. When we care for ourselves, we show respect for who we are and what we have to offer. That respect is an energetic broadcast that repels lower level energies. It gives us the firmness of mind to set boundaries wisely while attracting opportunities and pathways for expansion. When genuinely good and true things are strengthened and shared, every being gains spiritual benefit. Her presence in a reading speaks of a divine harvest of success and beauty created and protected of longevity and peace. Kamala is the tantric emanation of Lakshmi, awakening deeper spiritual understanding of the nature of material prosperity and spiritual enlightenment. Kamala provides many beautiful gifts in such a way that we learn and grow through the blessings. Tantra exists outside conventional religious practices and social mores. We cannot access true and sacred knowledge of one's self or the world when bound by the opinions of mass culture. We cannot find our authentic being within such constraints. Societal conditioning lacks the wisdom, generosity, freedom, respect, spaciousness, and insight to be able to bear the process of individual awakening that can only happen outside society's constructs. That's why we got the Hermit. This is the outcome. So going within, separating myself, and you might have this, instinct to kind of separate yourself from others and just be alone and just find that authentic being within. What is your innermost self want from you, or what is it asking of? This is why enlightened mystics in every religious tradition have always come into conflict with traditional figureheads in their religion. The Divine Mother protects the path to fulfillment even when authority or bureaucracy try to stifle it. Be direct about your intentions and desires. Allow her to show you the graceful path through any difficulty by consulting with your heart and having the patience and willingness to see another way. Locking horns in direct conflict is not always going to lead you toward the outcome you wish. Kamala Devi brings us gifts of abundance and on every level, and through the inner sense of spiritual security cultivated, a fearlessness of heart is born. Excuse me. She is the lotus flower, the signifier of wealth, of such a nature that spiritual life is enhanced, not polluted. She is known as sattvic, or peaceful, and carries the energy of Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and the planetary sister to Earth, Venus. She's Venus. So this is a powerful, in-depth reading. I feel like this is pulling out all of my... This is interesting. So you know how a lot of us spiritual people on YouTube, we are going through our shadow, teaching from our shadows, our very own like path, our own, like this is me going through, like this is, so my Sun and Venus are conjunct, like Capricorn is my Sun, Aquarius is my Venus, like the everything here is like stuff that I'm actually physically going through, and this is like the perfect card for the end of this reading, because this is exactly what I'm talking about. And usually I don't read all of this, but I felt called to read all of this, and that's what's coming out. So deep. I mean, I know that, like, this is God, and I have nothing to do with this. This is all God. Like, pulling these messages out, saying, read this card, read this book, read... You know what I'm saying? Okay, so these beings manifest gentle, yet effective, enlightened, feminine activity for the spiritual benefit of all. This is how I know, like, my faith is so strong, like, that this, I know this is from God. So I don't know. This vibration is not common on our planet, yet its bearers can often recognize one another. Like, I can see other light beings do the same exact thing. Anyway, they have a mutual love of beauty, respect for nature, and deep and unwavering love for the divine. They also have a life purpose of embodying higher frequency energies than those commonly manifested in the human collective at this time. Kamala is often particularly healing for highly sensitive people who feel a natural energetic resonance with her delicacy and subtlety. This is not subtle, though. But it's exactly what was needed. Kamala is particularly active within the hearts of those who naturally feel there is a universal truth that cannot be constrained by any single path or opinion. These are the freedom-loving souls that believe in live and let live, and yet devote themselves to whatever path they truly resonate with, in hopes that it can bring benefit to the collective. They do not wish... I'm crying. Oh. They do not wish to convert or control, but to share their knowledge and wisdom from the heart. God. Because they have found such comfort and grace in what they have learned. When you receive with such generosity, you want to share the wealth. Kamala is assigned to share what you know, to increase love and peace in the world without trying to force or dominate another to agree with your viewpoint. She asks for your unconditional trust so she can gently disentangle your soul from obstructing and lowering your energies to help you rise above and shine your beautiful, peaceful light. Oh my God. Like, seriously? Like, what the... Beautiful. That was perfect. Let's look at her. That was so deep. So, okay. Legit, that was for real. Like, the whole time... That was perfectly said. I cannot... Okay, I need a minute. It's like she's here. You know, like... She's like, here, read this. Our Divine Mother, who knows all, with every answer and every mystery within her power to disclose, provides knowledge at the right time in the best way. That is so awesome. An answer to your question shall be provided. Do not immediately dismiss intuitions that are unexpected or lead you into unknown territory. Rest and reflect upon your insights, allowing your wisdom rather than a reaction to distill their usefulness and value. An entirely new perspective about a matter of importance is awakening. A secret shall be revealed, and all you need to know will be given to you. Okay. So, this is the secret Kali. She is the dark tantric counterpart to the bright goddess Lalita Tripura Sandari, I think is how you say it. She has the same triune nature, but does not dwell in the light and is not accessible to anyone who simply calls upon her as a loving mother. She is so powerful and so potentially disturbing in her fierce liberation that she is shrouded in mystery, unknowable to any except those who are able to tolerate her revelations. The Tantras teach that to connect with her requires initiation and the guidance of a teacher. What does this mean? There are some insights we must be ready for. Even though they are ultimately helpful, we are unable to accept some truths without the experiences that prepare us to understand and even embrace what we would have tried to avoid at any cost. It can take time to become ready to deal with the pain that arises and to recognize uncomfortable truths, even though it is the good kind of pain that frees you and will eventually end rather than keep you trapped in a loop of repetitive suffering. She dwells in the shadows, in the cremation grounds, in the places less accessible emotionally and psychologically. These are the interior realms where only the most committed adepts dare to venture. We do not choose her. When we are ready, she chooses us. When we enter into an experience that shakes the foundations of our current understanding, there is often a period of disbelief, shock, and confusion that precedes newfound clarity. You may feel that your entire world has been turned upon its head when a revelation takes us beyond the breaking point of what once provided emotional and psychological safety. We are catching a glimpse of her handiwork. This is why we need holding by someone, not in the old way, but by an enlightened witness who shows up as a therapist, healer, or spiritual teacher, a mentor, or even a friend evolved enough to know how to love, empower, and be in wisdom rather than try to rescue you. If you are enough of a spiritual badass to have attracted her, then no matter how difficult things may temporarily be, you can be sure you don't need rescuing. You just need support and presence as you take the steps now necessary. Fuck. There are teachings in her tantras that depict her seated upon her lion seat, or Simhasana, which is a posture in the physical practice of yoga that releases negative energy. Her appearance is not merely for stirring things up. There are systems that are comfortable at one level, but at another are holding a lot of negative energy which needs to be discharged. Her appearance lets us know that whatever is being challenged by your new perspectives has been a source of negative energy in our lives, even if we believed it was support. We do not have to dismiss or disregard what has been, nor be ungrateful for all we have learned from it. However, it is time to realize the true nature of certain circumstances, to take off rose-colored glasses and see things for what they are. Her scimitar shows her ability to be free from conditioning so that deeper mysteries can be understood. Her mace shows her power, strength, and authority, including her capacity to deliver powerful blows that will destabilize false structures and help us discover truth when we are ready and capable of bearing witness to it. Her hands in blessing, her two hands in blessing reassure us that we shall be able to recognize, process, and prosper from the truth, and we do not need to fear the revelations unfolding in our lives. This is Kali, after all. If she rocks your world, it is to till the soil of the soul so that abundant new life can flourish. That was so deep. Thanks so much for being here with me to witness that, and I hope that it helps. Oh my goodness. I'm shocked and blown away. And so grateful that I love Kali. Like, honestly. Yeah. The dark goddesses are my people. Yeah. Anyway, I really hope this helps, and thanks so much for watching. Take care.